8-year-old with bleeding ears.
I see your bleeding ears and raise you a total muscular degeneration.
What the hell?
I had a dream like this once. It didn't end well.
Huzzah, my loyal peasants.
House, what are you doing?
Filling in for Rabbi Shmuel at the Goldstein Bris. While I'm busy, you all can check out the knight down in the ER, who instead of seizing the throne, just seized.
Works at a Renaissance festival?
Doesn't work there. He lives there. He's part of a wonderful little troupe who spend their weekends reenacting a nobler age when people crapped in the streets and 13 would have been a grandmother.
Weeks, not weekends. Says here he's been camping out for a month.
Try doing that with a pen.
Why don't you put that down before you kill one of us?
Better idea. Why don't you give me something I can use so I won't feel the need to?
Seizure right after a fight obviously suggests concussion.
Obviously it isn't, or the ER wouldn't have called House.
A full set of armor would protect against visible trauma, but not transmitted concussive force. Could be subdural hematoma.
You're forgetting to demonize.
An evil, satanic subdural hematoma.
No, to demonize. Hemorrhaging in the sclerae.
Could be an allergic reaction to something from the Renaissance fair.
Which is why we need to check out Middle-earth. Foreman take Frodo and break bread with the hobbits.
I still think a hematoma is more likely.
That's why you and Chase are gonna get an MRI.
But you just...
I said Frodo, not Gollum.
Is he saying I have short legs or hairy feet?
I don't even know who Frodo is.
You sure he got sick from something here?
I'm not sure of anything yet, but... What do you make of this?
Looks like vomit. Means he was showing symptoms prior to the fight.
True, but like this.
Oh, it's a cow eye from the night before the tournament.
He makes the knights eat all kinds of disgusting stuff.
Why?
Got the idea from Fear Factor.
Why didn't he mention it when he checked into the hospital?
I make them all take an oath of secrecy about the ritual. William tends to take his role as a knight very seriously.
You think that's what caused him to pass out?
It's not exactly sanitary.
Fun stuff never is.
Serious bacterial food poisoning explains seizure and vomiting.
Lumbar puncture could confirm.
Except it's not food poisoning. If it was, the ER would look like Camelot right now.
All it takes is one bad eyeball.
Or testicle, cow brain, or my personal favorite, pig rectum with a side odor of sphincter.
I think they call that breakfast in Australia.
No one else was sick because they weren't allergic like he was.
To what?
That's what I sent you to Middle-earth to find out. Run scratch tests with the samples he brought back.
That's gonna take time, he's getting worse.
So treat him with epinephrine, too.
This should prevent any more symptoms until we can figure out what it is you're allergic to.
Thanks.
Told you shouldn't have eaten all that stuff.
You know, you don't have to stay. I'm sure you and Miles are crazy busy, what with the wedding and all.
Miles said we could postpone it until...
Don't worry, I'll be fine. I'll be there. Just hope you have a good photographer, because I don't think the standard red-eye filter is going to work on these.
I need your right arm.
That, feels strange.
What is it? What's wrong?
His heart rate's become irregular.
My chest hurts. It feels like it's going to explode.
Tachycardia. Need to shock him back into rhythm.
Oh my God. William?
I need his gown open.
What is this?
I don't know. It's definitely not an allergy, or the epi would have helped him, not made him worse.
Unless he's allergic and allergic to the cure. Sodium bisulfite, the preservative that keeps epi peppy, can cause tachycardia.
So can Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome, and it also causes hemorrhaging in the eyes.
And abnormal electrical pathways in the heart, which could cause seizures.
But not skin infections.
There is an infection that can cause skin and neurological damage and spreads rapidly without treatment.
Methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus?
Lord have mercy.
You weren't wearing gloves when we shocked his heart back into rhythm.
I'm sure he'll be fine. You two get a sample to the lab to confirm you get the night into isolation on an IV antibiotics. You stay away from me.
It's not MRSA. It looks like some sort of clostridial organism.
Question is, which type of Clostridium? There's hundreds.
C. perfringens?
Wouldn't count for his other symptoms. C. tetani, on the other hand?
Tetanus. He would have been inoculated against it.
So he cut himself and didn't get a booster shot. The guy fights people with swords for fun. No one said he's smart.
They don't just fight for fun. They fight to prove their bravery.
You buying this honor stuff? Fighting's not brave, it's just stupid.
You would say that.
You think I've never been in a fight?
No, I just think you've never won one.
I took on 3 guys in college once.
Hope they bought you dinner first.
It's not MRSA.
I know. It's poison ivy.
Poison ivy?
A severe reaction could cause the blisters and maybe irritate his eyes enough to cause the hemorrhaging, but the chest pain and seizures.
They have bonfires every night. Burning leaves aerosolizes the oil. You've seen what it's done to the outside of his body. Imagine what it's doing to his lungs and his sinuses.
Okay, maybe it remotely fits, but I'd rather go with scientific evidence than with your gut.
How about this? Apparently, it's all over his sword.
It's his heart rate again.
How fast is it?
It's slowing. Why aren't you?
It's not MRSA.
Giving him 12 cc's epinephrine.
He tested positive. You'll blow his heart out.
If it slows anymore, it's gonna stop.
I told you.
And I told you.
That wasn't caused by poison ivy.
Or epinephrine. Means the heart problem we ruled out, we now have to rule back in.
Found Clostridium bacteria in the skin samples.
Clostridium's in dirt and basically harmless.
But opportunistic if his immune system was depressed.
Leukemia?
He would have had symptoms way before the Renaissance Festival.
Which is true of anything that would compromise his immune system. Which means it has to be some other environmental toxin. Yesterday he was a healthy knight, today he's sleeping beauty. Nothing else fits.
Trichinosis from eating infected meat.
We already ruled out food poisoning. Both the butcher shop and the food stands at the fair were totally clean.
And he ate the poison apple somewhere else. Or maybe you just missed it. Start treatment for trichinosis and confirm with a muscle biopsy.
Where's it hurt, William?
My legs! It feels like they're on fire!
Our knight is into some seriously creepy stuff.
He claims it's just sugar water, but we sent the rest down to the lab for testing.
You think he poisoned himself?
It's not poison. We would have picked it up in his blood work.
Not if it collected slowly in his liver and it all started leaking into his system at once. These tumors that aren't tumors, what if they're focal hepatic lesions filled with blood? Every time one explodes, they'd be releasing another dose.
Of what?
Plumbum nigrum.
You putting a hex on someone?
It's Latin for black lead.
Our knight/warlock apparently also dabbles in alchemy.
Lead poisoning.
Seizures, paralysis, weak immune system, and eventually coma.
Biopsy the cysts. We'll find your lead.
I cry your pardon, sir.
You know what this is?
Well, that's lavender.
Try rose hips.
Both harmless. Who cares?
Could be cyanide as far as he knows. What about this?
Be nothing but St. John's wort.
Wrong again. Black cohosh.
My uncle owns the shop. I just started apprenticing. What's the big deal? Hey, I just organized all that.
You know what this is?
A wild carrot?
It's hemlock. You embossed carbuncle.
That's hemlock. You sure?
Did you sell it to anyone?
It's poison. Think hard.
It was just one branch.
You sold it to Sir William.
No, to the king.
The only part of the environment you didn't check. People living in it.